All right, Junie's doing some arts and crafts, and we have a very special package that I've opened. Well, part of it. And I'm excited to show you all the goodies and hopefully clean up my desk a little bit. Right? Get a little organized. Good idea? What are you painting? You're doing mixed media? Beautiful.
You want to mix?
Do I want to mix? Yeah. Look, it's here.
What's that?
It is a travel glass studio mat by Tim Holtz. Wow. And then I think this one is for the studio, not so travel-y. Look at this. Perfect.
I love taking off shoes. Some stickers.
You want to use stickers? Sure.
This is so cute.
The stickers are so cute. They are. So that was last week when honestly I was in a state of creative overflow, ease, and joy. This is how my studio looks right now. My mom kindly cleaned up the floor and I'm so grateful to have the space even though it's still not set up the way I want it to be. There are still piles on the floor that I'm sure I need to get to at some point. I have this painting from Juniper's school. It says, "It's a tortoise," covering all these mini paintings that I've had in the studio for a bit. My desk is still not cleaned off, as you can see, but I am excited to get this glass mat, gorgeous glass mat, onto the table so that I can do some more painting and mixed media. Right now, I am feeling a bit stressed over something that is out of my control and clearly needs to be given up to my higher power. I find myself turning to my journal in these times after venting to several friends, and I thought it might be helpful to share some insights and random thoughts with you. Look at this thing. It is so beautiful. I wish you could feel it. It feels like a clean slate that I'm starting with right now. I'm going to take this Archer and Olive collaboration notebook. You can take any notebook and feel free to get messy. I took paper play and made a collage along with some paints while I was on a conference call. So I wasn't able to film this process, but I am going to add to this and add some journaling. At least that's my intention, to add some journaling, get some thoughts out of my head, and really pull some things out of this sticker book that feels like a new chapter. It's a new season, it's fall. I love summer. I do enjoy fall as well. It makes me feel productive. How does fall make you feel? I think it's hard for me to get into the groove of fall colors, but I'm going to make an effort and really try this year. I am doing some journaling that I think is pretty messy, but it's okay because I think that journals should give you permission to spill onto the page. And I know that I still have to make a video about journaling hard times and how to handle that kind of thing. But I want to show you how I mess up all the time and I make mistakes. I also change my mind about certain things and have to battle this constant idea that it needs to look a certain way or be perfect, quote unquote perfect. This was just straight from the heart. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I didn't know how it was going to look, but I wrote, "Something feels off right now. Maybe I'm not myself lately. We all go through tough times and tough phases. Our light feels dim. We've lost our spark, but we carry on. Our spark never leaves us. It's just waiting to reignite. Trust that your light will burn bright. It's deep within you. You will get back to shining your vibrant light." So I really like that, but I don't like the way I wrote it. So I'm looking through paper play to try to find something that will cover it up. This feels like fall colors to me. So I'm going to tear the top of this and get it to a position where I can cover up most of it, and then I can decide what to do with the rest of it. But as I was gluing these pieces down, I flipped open Mary Davis's amazing book called Everyday Spirit. I turned the page to today, and of course it says, rest is not an option, it is a necessity. And I say of course because anytime you open this up, it feels like the page is speaking to you. So I remembered that I had this other layout that I had started at one point because I needed a reminder to slow down and allow yourself to take a break, and you're allowed to rest, but I never finished it because in the chaos of everyday life, I was going to just get back to it if I wanted to. And I think that that's the beauty of a journal. You don't have to go in chronological order. You don't have to go in the page order. You can come back to different spreads if you want to add to it. You can leave spreads unfinished. It is okay. You are allowed to do whatever you want in your journal. And you are allowed to rest. Do you believe that you are allowed to rest? I think that because of my upbringing and maybe some other factors, that it's really not inherent to me to take rest. And what feels like rest or mindful rest to me is, I don't know, something that I really need to remind myself of, that I deserve rest, right? It doesn't have to come after I've worked really hard and feel burned out, that I get sick or something and then I'm forced to rest. So I'm taking this date stamp, which is really great. It's a self-inking date stamp. I'll link it below. And I love that it stamps very neatly. I like the little font. I'm going to try my hand at some journaling and just some thoughts about rest and really feeling like you can relax, relaxation, recovery, all these R words. I like having the alliteration, but I wrote recovery instead of recovery. So I have another thing to cover. Good thing paper play is right here. But I have to remind myself that when life feels chaotic and overwhelming, finding ways to ground yourself can be both a challenge and a necessity. So in these moments, setting the best intentions for your well-being becomes crucial. Embracing a creative outlet like this can serve as a sanctuary, offering a space to breathe and reconnect with your inner self, with your inner child. Did you see how freely Juniper was just painting and using those markers? Whether it's through journaling, painting, or any other form of artistic expression. I mean, some people find it in the kitchen through baking, or in the garden getting their hands dirty and planting seeds. No matter what your outlet is, I believe that everyone is creative. And how did that even happen? How did that little 2 get messed up? That little O, I must have smudged it somehow. Anyway, I'm just noticing it. But I want to cover this little bit of journaling up with a sticker. And I cut it in half so that it can go over the seam nicely and not buckle or anything. And stickers are really fun to cut. When I show you these alphabet stamps, please don't go crazy. Sorry, it's the reason I say that is because it kind of bothers me that it's all out of order, but my friend Ari gave them to me in Japan, and I think they just got knocked all around, and I haven't taken the time, I haven't carved out the time to put them in alphabetical order. And I know it sounds silly, but sometimes I get so excited about just using things like I am here that I would rather just focus on the creative process. I truly believe that everybody is creative, and creativity is essential to our well-being and happiness. It's a powerful reminder that amidst the busyness and pressures to be productive, you can carve out time for yourself, honoring your emotions and celebrating the simple pleasures that bring you peace. Because look at the way my 3-year-old was on the floor, freely playing with the colors. She took off her shoes, she relaxed. It says here, sometimes it's the most productive thing you can do. And I love that we can be reminded of our childlike wonder and curiosity because they are essential parts for nurturing joy and creativity in our lives. When we allow ourselves to tap into that playful spirit, we rediscover the beauty in everyday moments and open up ourselves up to new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new ways of allowing thoughts to come in and the actions that we think we need to take. Being present is such a gift. If we can find ways to slow down, take a break, reignite our passions, it can refresh our perspective and give us a playful approach to remind us that life doesn't always have to be serious. We can have our alphabet stamps out of order, and even though it still bothers me, trust me, I'm definitely going to put them in order at some point. I truly think that life is all about adventure, exploration, discovery, learning different parts of ourselves so that we can reconnect with the magic that often gets lost in our everyday busyness and adulthood, really. So I'm reminded that wise people like Mary Davis have it written down in a beautiful book, and I don't need to make up the journaling because the wisdom is shared on the page. I can simply transfer it onto my journaling spread if I want to. And it's just a good reminder that we can process things through our creativity and through our creative practices. I'm also realizing that sometimes there's no need to overthink. I can just make marks like this simply with the Tombow marker. I'm trying to decide where I want the rest of it to go. The white slow down stamped piece of paper on the left needs to be balanced out by something on the right, in my opinion. So I'm taking a glue stick and this white card because I want to put it into the corner and allow for some messy bits to be invited in the same way that we need grounding as humans. This spread feels like it needs a little bit of grounding. So I'm going to turn the page and trim it off at the bottom. What I said earlier about not going in order, you can give yourself full permission to make messy pages. I love these spreads. I love the idea that we can mix things up. And I don't know if I actually filmed the process of this 2-page spread, but as I'm looking at it, I love the way it looks. It brings me such happiness and joy, even though there's no words on it. I remember how I was feeling when I was making it, because to me, it's all about the process. It's really all about embracing the creative process. The process actually allows you to take a break so that you can reignite your creativity and restore your spirit. This is what it feels like to me as I'm doing this. This is an old stamp that I've had for years. It says special delivery, and I'm stamping it twice in the corner. Sometimes messages come to me and I think that it's my intuition. Sometimes I think it's, who knows, wisdom from a higher power. You know, it could come from anywhere, but for some reason, the beautiful way in which it arrives feels like a special delivery, feels like it's something that I need to hear. Perhaps one of you needs to hear it. Perhaps you feel like it resonates with you and it speaks to you. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Take what you like and leave the rest. I love that saying, by the way. I am taking this watercolor that is just being reactivated with water, not even clean water, and I'm making little splashes to create those dots. I want to take more stickers from the sticker book. Thank you so much for all of you who have pre-ordered and are sharing about it. You all are amazing with pre-ordering and the reviews on the website, which I just enabled a few days ago, and there's already such great reviews. Thank you so much. So this sticker says, I cry a lot, but I am so productive. I must admit, I'm a newbie Swiftie as of over a year ago, I think. So it's pretty new to me to love on some Taylor Swift. Here is a star sticker that's going to go onto this side. The layering and the combining of elements is one of my favorite parts. Also, finding different stickers that spark joy is something that can bring a lot of happiness to your inner child, perhaps. Maybe you didn't feel so free to use them when you were younger. Here's your opportunity to let that inner child out and be excited about using them, because your supplies want to be used, right? We don't want to just save them. And somebody had commented saying that they had hoarded stickers or saved stickers and collected them, and now they're not so sticky anymore. A lot of scrapbooking supplies do have a shelf life. So I want to encourage you to use what you have. In fact, I think we should do a fall challenge where we use the supplies that we have that bring us joy and we share those things. I kind of like that hand with the moon, but we're going to go with hands making a heart right here. All of this to say, I hope you've enjoyed seeing this come together. Creativity is a powerful form of self-expression and a vital tool for nurturing self-love, especially during challenging times. Slow down, grab your favorite supplies, and allow yourself to spill onto the page in a way that feels freeing and fulfilling. It might be hard to read, but what I copied down from the September 25th entry in Everyday Spirit by Mary Davis says, "Rest is not an option, it is a necessity. When we release, relax, and wind down, clarity and calm rise up. We cannot give from an empty well. When we are replenished and energized, all else flows with greater ease and grace." I love that so much. I'm trying to replicate this fiery orange color that you can see under Take a Break on the left side. Now, it's definitely not meant to be a perfect match, but I want to get it pretty close. Ooh, I really like that burnt orange fall sort of feel to it. What do you think? How are you going to allow yourself to rest this week or weekend? I like the little splatters that are created as a finishing touch. This is what it looks like when it is dry. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you feel inspired to keep those creative juices flowing. I hope you feel like it's okay to rest and believe that sometimes it's the most productive thing you can do. Thanks for watching.